let's go ahead and open up this new part. This is going to be the ignition button module replacement for your Weber grill. This is a 2009 to 2012 model. Kind of want to show you what I ended up getting. The part number is the 91360. Wanted to show you a little bit inside and kind of prep you guys on what you're getting. You're going to get a set of instructions inside here as well, and then you're going to kind of get kind of three parts. This is going to be the portion under your grill, or where the button is. You're going to get part of this where you're going to screw this from the top on your grill, and then on top of that you're going to get the actual button itself. This is the top push button, and then you're going to get the wiring from the entire unit as well. So they've wrapped up each of these. I've previously opened these, but I kind of want to show you what was in the box. This is an actual genuine Weber part, and this is what goes into your cook box right here. You've got your spark generating portion right there, and your diodes and your parts. I'm going to kind of walk you through each of these portions to kind of replace. It's really not that tough. As you're going through and replacing doors, you may have been utilizing a manual lighting process for a while, and this will get it back to the factory specs. These are pretty simple machines as well, so I would trust anything that would, you know, coming from Weber, but if there's other options that are out there a little bit cheaper, you may want to try those as well. I ended up getting this grill off of Facebook Marketplace. It was pretty bad condition. The previous owner ended up trying to replace the igniter right here. This is a 2009 to 2012 model with a 2-burner. Kind of wanted to show you inside where we're going to be replacing the spark generator, and that's going to be the portion right here. I went ahead and scraped out the entire box and replaced the burners as well. But what we're going to do is we're going to remove this top cover and one screw on the back right here. I've previously removed those 3 screws, so there's going to be 1 screw here, and then additionally there's going to be 2 screws from the bottom as well, one being right here and then one being right here. And then you're going to remove 2 of the buttons right here. And they pull out as well, and the orientation of those on a closed position is going to be off, so as you align both of those up, just be aware of which button goes to which. So this is going to be the bottom one, and this one's going to be the top one, and then we're going to pull this cover off, and it's going to tell you both of these components. If you're looking inside a Weber grill and you've never messed around with these are all fairly simple components. We've got 2 switches with regulators with protection on top of here as well. And to kind of pull back to kind of show you a little bit about where these burners, these just lay into these valves as well. So we're going to take and run the wires through here, and then we're going to run it through the top of this box right here. So I'll run the wires next. Alright, so we've seen kind of 2 holes within that bottom portion right here. We're going to take actually the white portion of this, and we're going to disconnect it, and we're going to run that wire through first and run the top portion through as well. We're going to push this connector back on. Once we made that connection back in, we're going to push both of these devices through, and it's going to hold it within that portion. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a zip tie and zip tie it up here, but we're going to put the top portion panel next together. So we're going to undo this top portion right here, and I'll show you. This will be the retainer clip that we put on top of here to hold this, and you notice these 2 notches right here are going to line up with these 2 notches right here, and then the two electrodes on the black and white accordingly. We're going to plug those in, but we're going to put this in first. So as you notice right here, we're going to plug it in from this side. And they want you to kind of put it at an angle first, like this, and then put the other angle up like that. We're going to go ahead and plug it in next. So as we screw this in the top, it's going to pull up on there, and it just needs to be finger tight. And then we're going to plug in the wires. We're going to take our two wires that we fed in and match up the wires. We're going to plug in the wires accordingly. So we got the white portion, we've got the black wire. And then we're going to install the battery next. Just another side view of the install. So I wanted to show you a little bit how the button works. There's going to be some metal pieces, so when you depress, it's going to press down, or you can put the negative battery, and that piece of metal right there is going to help close the circuit with inside here as well. So we're going to put positive side down on your AAA battery, and I recommend either replacing the battery or keeping your grill covered. We're going to go ahead and close this, and then we will test it. And you got yourself a functioning button. And then go ahead and replace your portions here, and the bottom one will line up. Go ahead and replace your, go ahead and finish out your nozzles. And we're going to test. We're going to go ahead and put this in the full position right here. We're going to test the igniter. Alright, got ourselves a working grill. Let's go ahead and turn on the second portion, and a rebuilt box cleaned out. I think we're good to go. So our next portion on this is we're going to replace the Flavorizer bars. On Weber.com, these are supposed to last every 2 to 3 years, but there's going to be notches inside here, and we're just going to replace each of these. What I'd recommend as part of your grill maintenance is actually rotating these. So after, you know, a couple cooks and a couple months, you may want to rotate each of these bars out. They're porcelain. These are actually not the official Amazon, Weber ones, but these are some knockoffs from Amazon, and we're going to see how the season went. I'm going to go ahead and link those below, but we're going to replace all 5. And I actually cleaned out a lot of this box utilizing kind of a plastic paint putty knife, and that seemed to clean out all the years of grease that the previous owner ended up having on here. And all these do is just lay on. So if yours are corroded and you want another set, these seem to be pretty good quality. And then our next is going to show you how to put in these grates. So I ended up buying these from Amazon as well. The link's in the link below. But these are the Uniflassy ones, and for the Weber Spirit 201, if you notice the side-mounted controls right here, these are different from the modern day ones, which are front-mounted during this period. So these are pretty good grates from the rankings I've seen, and these are cast iron. We're going to season them as well. But they seem to be really well made. The original ones were porcelain, and I decided to kind of go with a different cast iron look. I've had good success with cast iron in a few of my Weber Q grills, but wanted to kind of show you that portion as well. And what we're going to do is we're going to crank both burners up on high. We just did a replacement of this. We're going to crank this portion up, and we're going to reignite the grill, and we're going to get these seasoned up. We're going to put some canola oil, wipe down each of the grates, and continue getting these up on high. Your other ways of seasoning is cooking fatty foods like hot dogs or burgers. So pretty happy with this purchase. Got a brand new inside set, and I think I may replace this warming tray at some point as well. So hope this helps.